Let's get our first guest on, shall we? One was Anthony's girlfriend in the royal family, and of course Janet in Two Pints. The other bloke, Rosie Webster's heart, love heart, in Coronation Street before launching his own pop career. Together, they're packing them in London's Savoy Theatre in Legally Blonde. Please welcome Sheridan Smith and Richard Fleeshman. How are you? How are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
Good. Very good. Welcome to the 5 o'clock show.
Oh, you look nice.
Oh, don't you look nice? Now, Sheridan, you started off when the show started in Legally Blonde, didn't you, in the West End?
I did.
And you were doing it with Duncan from Blue.
Duncan James, I was, and Duncan's left, and I've got this gorgeous hunk now. It's a hard job, isn't it, snogging Duncan James and him?
That is tough. Real tough. But it's been a massive success. When you first started doing the show in the West End, did you expect it to get such rave reviews and to be so popular?
No, I don't. Well, I mean, it's always... You've got to be careful making films into musicals, I think, and people didn't know what to expect of it. But they've been pleasantly surprised, I think, and yeah, everyone's just been packed out, so we're having a ball.
Yeah, I think that's probably the biggest thing as well. It's the shock factor that people go in. A lot of people kind of get dragged along by their wives or girlfriends and think, I'm going to hate this. And then you see them on the front row, like these 40-year-old men going, yay! So, it's, you know, it's brilliant.
What was it like for you, Richard, joining an already established cast?
It was kind of a double-edged sword, to be honest, because I was terrified that it was just me going in and everyone else had been doing it for 6 months and was so kind of at home. But then there's kind of that safety net of going, well, at least on the first night I know it's just me that's got to kind of take care of it, and then everyone else will be brilliant. And I know it's a brilliant show, which is good.
How did they welcome you on board? Did they throw a big party? Did they just say, oh, there's your script, there's your outfit,
just
welcome
booze, just kind of prank.
And of course you drank responsibly.
Yeah, but no, everyone's just so great. Like, it really is a great company.
It's
and
great,
everyone
it's
gets on
great, it's
so
great
well.
to have him on board. He's fitted in perfectly.
Is it a good atmosphere on set? Because I would imagine, you know, your schedule is relentless, absolutely relentless. You do 2 shows on a Saturday, and then a Thursday,
yeah.
and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all the way through the week you do
Sunday
one show.
as well, we do a show.
Do you get time to rest?
We get our days free, yeah. I mean, we're singing and dancing and getting paid for it, you know. Can't complain, it's great.
I always say that. It's like when people go, oh, 8 shows a week, that must be horrendous. And you go, well, it's not going down the mines, is it? Do you know what I mean? We are really lucky to be doing what we love to do for a living.
It's so much fun,
good,
we're really having a ball.
Now, is the West End show very, very similar, exactly the same as the film starring Reese Witherspoon?
It's the same plot,
Same concept.
yeah. But I mean, the thing is, the film's camp anyway, so it kind of lends itself to bursting into song and dance.
Right.
It's even camper, the musical. But it's the same story. It's about Elle Woods, who goes off to Harvard to chase her boyfriend, who she gets dumped by, and trying to prove him wrong that she's intelligent, even though she's ditzy and pink and has a little chihuahua in a bag. That's the story, basically.
Little chihuahua in a bag.
So cute.
Talking about those dogs, though, they are brilliant in the
so
show.
well
They are
trained,
fantastic.
aren't
They're so well trained.
There are 2 dogs in the show, aren't there? There's a bulldog and a chihuahua.
Yeah.
There you go,
Yeah,
there's
little
with a
Pongo.
chihuahua. Are they well behaved? Are they as well behaved as the actors?
They're far better behaved than the actors.
Much better. They just smell worse. That's the only problem.
Have there been any accidents on stage with the dogs?
No, they haven't done anything like that.
Right.
But they have, some days they don't want to play and just look at me, and I turn to the audience and say, never work with what? But yeah, there's been a couple of occasions.
And there's sometimes they have to introduce the new ones, and you can see them getting really kind of worked up, and they're a bit nervous, the new dogs. And occasionally we'll have a show when they just go, oh no, I'm not happy about this, and they'll just turn heel and get off, and then poor Amy, who plays Margot, is just going, Bruiser, like running off in the wings going, come back. But they usually are brilliant.
Yeah, they're pretty.
Now, you two have been actor and actress for a very, very long time. You know, you started off with kids, and now you're in the West End. How does television differ as a professional actor to being on telly? I would imagine in telly you can do it over and over again if you fluff your lines, but in the theatre you only get one shot.
You do. I mean, the thing is, it's the stamina in theatre, having to do 8 shows every week for a year. I mean, in TV, you're always doing different scenes, you're working with different people every day, so it's kind of always, it keeps your brain active, whereas you've got to keep getting the energy every night, haven't you, for the same show.
And it's also that thing of, you know, trying to win over the audience every night. I mean, it's, you know, this one never leaves the stage, so it's an absolute mammoth task, and so what she does is quite amazing every night. Mm-hmm. But it's that great thing of kind of It's all very
like
lovely.
that.
It's all very lovely. But it's just that whole kind of live reaction, getting that back from the audience every night is you can never get that in the
Yeah,
studio.
it's such a buzz. That's the thing, the whole live aspect of it, and getting to meet everyone after the show and them saying that they enjoyed it. Rather on telly, you don't know who's watched it and if they've enjoyed it or not. But getting to hear the live buzz, you know, it's great.
Now, there's one scene that you do, Sheridan, and that's the bend and snap.
Yeah, shall I teach you?
Well, you explain what it is.
Okay, the bend and
then
snap.
teach us, please.
All right. The bend and snap is a thing that the girls do, and apparently it never fails to get straight men going. This bend and snap, apparently. So there's a whole scene in the show called the bend and snap, and a whole song where I teach Jill Halfpenny, who plays Paulette, to do this bend and snap, which I'm now going to teach Vernon. Oh, I'm wearing a dress though. What if I? Okay. Where should we go? You come round here.
I'm going to leave this to you two.
We should can't do.
No, go home.
We all do it.
Come on,
Get up, stand up. Everybody stand up.
Richard, stand up.
Everyone gets involved.
Right, okay.
Okay, so this is what I love it. They're all
We're all going to do it.
amazing. So we go. Bend. You go down to this foot like that. Come on. Come down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bend and snap. And then you pop your You're better at it than me. Ready?
Do that again. One more time,
everybody.
Okay. And don't
Bend and snap. Amazing.
Let's show a clip. Here you go. Have a look.
I'm Bugsy. I'm Tallulah.
I'm Lena Morelli.
I'm Fizzy.
And we're Bugsy Malone.
He's a sinner, candy coated. For all his friends, he always seems to be alone. But they love him, Bugsy Malone. My name's Sheridan Smith, and I joined the National Youth Music Theatre about 3 years ago. I played Tallulah.
See, there you go. We realised we were having too much fun with the bend and snap. So we showed you a clip of you when you were a wee whippersnapper rehearsing for Bugsy Malone.
I'm so embarrassed. I'm going quite red.
So you go from West End star to a very, very embarrassed and blushed West End star. Hey, good luck with it all.
Oh, thank you. Going to come?
I'd love to come, yeah. It sounds like great fun. Have there been any incidents where the audience, like mobile phones and a bit of windy pops and that kind of thing, that gets your attention? Has that ever happened?
No, we haven't had that. The audience are pretty well behaved.
Everyone seems to really get involved, and it kind of it asks for that as well. The show, you know, it really gets the audience going, and everyone's kind of really on side, which is great.
Come down, you lot.
Yeah, come down.
Do the bend
Not
and snap
literally,
thing.
stay in your seats, but come down to the theatre. All right, let's give him a big round of applause. Richard Fleishman
Thank you for having
and
us.
Sheridan
Thank
Smith,
you.
everyone. Now, in just a moment, Richard and Sheridan may help me make some pretzels, but first, Richard, Sheridan, hello. Hi, Gerhard.
Hello.
Very nice to see you. Are you well?
Yes, I'm very well, thank you. Even better for seeing you here.
Thank you very much, Gerhard. Right, now quickly, just explain the history of the pretzel, because, you know, they sell them, they're very popular in America, in Europe as well, in Germany in particular. Where does it come from, where does it originate, and why do we eat them?
It's probably one of the oldest breads you can imagine. It's over 1,000 years old, and because of that, in fact, in Germany, in the Bakers Guild, it appears in the crest of the bakers. There are lots of different stories as to the origin, probably as many shapes of pretzels there are. There are so many stories to the origin. Apparently, a baker once sort of fell out with his sort of master, you know, like a count or something, and then he had to kind of come up with a challenge to create a bread that the sun manages to shine through 3 times. And as he was sort of wandering around, like pondering what to do, he suddenly looked at his arms and I thought, oh, I've got an idea, and so that's how the pretzel shape.
I know, I'll make some bread.
And obviously the pretzel has been exported to America, and in fact in America they've got a National Pretzel Day on the 26th of April, and there are different pretzels. There's the pretzel you get at a beer festival.
Teach you how to make them while you talk.
Which is dipped into the... Yeah, the first thing you've got to do is like make a strand, you see, and so you have your lump of dough, which you have to make into a nice pert ball.
Oh. It smells nice.
That's the yeast you can smell there, you know, this is the organisms of the yeast.
Yeah, it's nice.
And then you have to make it, you have to be quick here, so you have to shape it into a long strand, or like a sausage.
Right.
The trouble is, it's very, very, you have to push a bit harder, you know, you're doing it. You work a bit of sweat.
Mine's not.
But this takes very long time, so...
Is it best to have dry hands or sticky fingers?
Can I stop you for a moment?
Yeah.
Leave it. I've prepared one earlier.
All right,
Okay? Because this one is really nice and long.
Have a smell.
And then, So now this is the tricky part, because you actually have to take your long strand,
Yeah.
and then you you might just pay a little bit of attention.
Sorry.
You take your long strand, and you are actually forming a knot, but it's sort of like taking a salto in the air. But you throw the pretzel in the air, 180-degree turn, and put it down like a number 8. So just watch very carefully. There's the pretzel.
Right, okay. So, come on, get your dough ready. You ready? After 3, 1, 2, 3.
Careful, you don't strangle yourself with the pretzel.
Yeah, nearly.
Right? No.
There you go.
Yeah, actually.
Not bad.
Not bad, yeah, not bad. I would actually say, Sheridan's, yours is, you should get full marks for creativity. You're welcome. Look, and in fact, I've got your super pretzel, which is one glazed.
Oh, well done.
For you especially.
I've never won anything before.
Oh, well done. Congratulations. Is there not a second prize or a third prize?
There is, believe it or not, there's a prize for everyone.
All right, brilliant.
There's a prize for Richard as well, because he came second. His is really, all you needed is a little bit more twist and you would be there. So there you go.
What about mine?
I'm afraid yours really is, it's a bit old and wrinkled, you know. I'm not sure where you took the inspiration from.
Just needs a little bit of Botox and then it's fine.
Maybe that's what it needs. So.
All right, well, I'll tell you what, why not have a look at this if you want to crack on with some pretzel making. Here's a quick recap on how to make a perfect pretzel.
Beautiful specimen.
Here's one I made earlier. Yes. Thank you, Gerhard. Lovely to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
The Pretzel King. And of course, recipe will be on the website. There you go, channel4.com/5 o'clock show. Up next, my date in a hotel room with Kylie Minogue, adventurer Ben Fogle, and my dangerous stunt involving a BMX. Don't go anywhere.
Ooh.